Dodge, Yahoo, Phantom of the Forest, you Spear, Finger, Fire Dragon, Ohio Grassman, Silver Giant, Bloodless Howler, West Virginia Vampire, Coyote King, Hogzilla, Devil, Dark Coyote Killer. Cave creature, Mothman, Smoke Wolf, Lizard, Demon, Ashman, Grafton Monster, Cow-killing Bastard, Shadow Creature, Dustman, Cherokee, Death Cat, Wild Man, Great Fire Rape. What else do I have to say? Steal yourself some chicken wire, and I'll get some lumber. Catch the Thunder Brothers. Don't you dare get out of the golf cart. We can keep our big seats while we hunt the big feet. Snallygaster, Rogue Team, Red Island Bear Beast, Silver Giant, Squalling Savage, Black Wolf was kind of average, Stone Giant, Raven, Mocker, Midnight Whistler, Wampus Beast, Wawa Woman, Ohio Grassman again. Technically Huckleberry, Wolfman, or Wolf County, need to find the X again if we hunt the Lightning Man. Webster's Werewolf, Daily Howl, Kentucky Hellhound, Little Girl, Headless Horror, I can't take it anymore. Steal yourself some chicken wire, and I'll get some lumber. Catch the Thunder Brothers. Don't you dare get out of the golf cart. We can keep our big seats while we hunt the big feet.
Well, this here's BigFeets, the only Mountain Monsters watch-along podcast. I'm Robert Brockway, and I have left a devious series of puzzles, each more fiendish than the last, leading my co-hosts on a deadly journey that they have completely ignored. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? I worked really hard on that shit.
Well, I am Sean, baby. Please, he pleaded. You have what you want. Spare me. Not quite, I whispered in his ear. Now you're going to know what those girls felt like. He began to sob hysterically as I pushed him out of the car and gave him a kick that sent him hurtling toward the youths. The adrenaline pumping through their veins had whipped them into a violent frenzy that had not yet been satisfied, and they welcomed a new victim upon whom to expend their fury.
And I am award-winning author Jason Pargin. If you ever did a podcast about that book that Sean reads at the start of each of these episodes, it would just be reading that book. What could you add? What could you add that would make it better?
I'm on the opposite perspective. I would love to talk about every sentence he says for at least an hour. Like, what is the implication there? Well, you kicked a man into a group of children? And
just a mob of swarming violent children. They tore him apart. I stopped reading, but yeah, he dies.
Yeah, my hope is that at least that what they did was tear him apart, because he seems to imply like he's setting it up for something else.
He used children as a murder weapon and then wrote it down in a nonfiction book. If you're any DAs listening, Frank Dukes killed a man with children.
Once you do the Frank Dukes podcast, one episode should be inviting an attorney on to just list how many crimes are confessed to in that
prosecutable
book. Because there's
no statute of limitations.
There's multiple in every sentence of that book. He just casually mentions, yeah.
All right. We are for now, we're a Mountain Monsters watch-along podcast until we get to the Frank Dukes book one day. Before we do that, let's do some plugs. How about you, Jason?
Yes, I tell people that I'm an author. I actually make my living by making videos now. I am Jason K. Pargin on TikTok and YouTube and Meta Reels and all of the other platforms. If you want to actually read my books, that would be great. That's the thing I wanted to do when I grew up. It's at gatherings. It's what I tell people I do for a living. In reality, 70% of my income is from monetizing the 1 minute long videos I make and the longer videos that I make on YouTube.
Which started as a means to promote your book.
Ideally, it was only to try to tell people about the book, and people only watch what I'm not talking about.
And now you've been trapped in the hell dimension of accidental TikTok star.
Because the people who don't realize the irony of this, My industry that I wanted to work in, the thing that I helped build from the ground up, was obliterated when the industry pivoted to video, when the industry said, we will no longer fund text content. We will only pay for video. And I said, I don't want to be a part of a world. Like, I don't want crack to just be like we had a video production arm and everybody loved it. It's like, that's not what I got into. I'm not a video person. I love the written word. I am an author. I want to be a figure in literature who people will remember. And now I have pivoted to video because the whole world's like, no, we want to watch people saying the things to us, the exact same things you would be writing in greater detail. We want you to be saying it to us instead, using your incredible on-camera charisma of a person who has never spoken into a camera until he was in his mid-40s.
What a dark future you specifically live in. Sean, what would you like to plug today?
Let's see. I'll plug 1-900hotdog.com, and it is a shrine to the written word. We do texts and pictures and jokes just like the good old days. I think I did the opposite career path. I used to be an online celebrity, and now I'm an online writer, I guess.
We stole his dream. I legally have to promote my book or I'm going to prison. It's right there in my book contract. I didn't read it very well. Just like you don't have to read my book. It's called I Will Kill Your Imaginary Friend for $200. It's out January 27th, 2026. You don't have to read it, but you do have to buy it, because if I go down, I'm taking all of this with me. I'm taking absolutely all of it with me. I want you at home to do an exercise with me. I want you to close your eyes and picture something. I want you to picture the movie Titanic. The ship just struck the iceberg. Everyone's panicking. The ship is going down. There's that shot of the captain alone in his quarters, bravely facing the sea as it comes in. And now I want you to picture that he has my face. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. So here's the rival scenario. I want you to picture same scenes. Titanic just hit the ship. It's going down. Now picture Billy Zane running around and he steals a child and he pretends that's his child and he uses it to get on the lifeboat to save himself. Yeah, my face fits in real good there. It fits in real good there because I'm that guy. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. He still saves that child. It's still a net good that he did, even for terrible reasons. So, one more time, I want you to close your eyes and picture something. And I want you to picture that little girl is BIGFEETS. Right? Changes your whole perspective.
Maybe picture another scene from Jurassic Park when the evil IT guy releases like the virus that destroys everything. And it's got like a little animated his face like munching the data. That's what will happen to 1-900-HOT-DOG.
But my face, of course.
Yeah, it'll be a virus, but the 90s viruses where they always had like a little animated like ha ha ha, I'm munching on the data.
It'd be an honor to die to that.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. If you don't buy my book. So please buy my book and save this podcast from me.
I didn't want to tell you this because you know I hate sincerity, but I do really like your book. And my daughter is too old to read to, but I thought she'd really like the book. So I just started telling her, hey, this book, let me tell you what it's about. And she's like, I don't want you to read to me. But then she asked probably 200 questions about the book. And I basically read her the book secondhand. So to her, she knows your entire book, but as told by me, which again, I guess that's a good way to describe 1-900-HOT-DOG. Is just us coming together to tell a story that all ages can enjoy.
Yeah, and ultimately also irrelevant. You don't have to like the book. I don't care if you like the book. You have to buy it.
Okay.
You have to buy it anyway, or I'm taking Sean down with me. I think they'll like the book,
though, is my point.
Do you want Sean's daughter to have food? Because he pays for the food with this. And I'll end it. I'll end it all. I love that your daughter liked the book. It's really lovely. Thank you for telling me that. And thank you for telling her about it.
It's not for children, by the way. If you are any other children watching this, this book is not necessarily for children, I don't think.
It's not for children who aren't rad. It's only for rad children,
right.
I think is what he meant to say. This is a Mountain Monsters watch along podcast. I'm sorry you have to tolerate all that. Those are the only ads we do. We don't play an ad thing. Those are our ads. We work sort of hard on
Great
them, I
ads,
guess.
by the way, everyone, all around.
Yeah, good luck skipping past that, by the way. You have no idea when that ends and the show begins. There's no demarcation.
Yeah, we don't do any of that. God, we're such unprofessionals. But you love us for that. You love us for that.
I don't
And
really tolerate
honestly,
people who complain about the start of podcasts. It's like, man, fuck you. Like, fucking let us warm up. You know what I mean? Like,
Of what consequence is any of this?
yeah.
You're wasting my time.
relax about
Yeah, it's all a waste of your time.
Do you think
it's
they
all
exist?
equally wasting?
do you? I check in on comments time to time in various places. I read them on our site all the time, but like, if I don't get to the YouTube comments, I don't get to the YouTube comments. And there's like subreddits and stuff that I don't really track at all. Do you think anybody's ever been like, God, I wish they would just get to the meat of this show, which is following the show Mountain Monsters?
Definitely.
Like, no, there's no way.
The YouTube comments are 100% about our physical appearance and how poorly we're aging. That's it.
Oh,
It's entirely. They do not mention the contents of the episode at all. It's just
I assumed
about
positive. I assumed positive. That's crazy. That's crazy
Yeah.
that you said that.
and otherwise, but no, on social media, it is routine to find people just enraged by the fact that, like, every time I try to listen to podcasts, talking for 15 minutes before they even get to the interview or before they get to the review of the movie, it's like, just, we're not here to listen to you. It's like,
Yes, you are.
podcasts are for people that don't have real life friends.
That's
This
exactly
is a
what this is.
conversation.
This is the only
in a
conversation I
better-
have all week that isn't about
in
like
a
fucking
better-
Roblox.
In a better world, this would not exist. You and your cool friends would be talking about some fun show you all watch together. But in the dystopia, in the atomized dystopia we've created, this is what people have instead of those conversations. So yeah, it's unstructured by design.
And we're your friends that you think, Jesus fucking Christ, I wish he'd get to the point already.
We watched a man die. We've been waiting 2 weeks for an episode that you ended on a beloved cast member of the show. A real life man has died. Like, this is not a fictional show. Mountain Monsters is a reality show documenting real hunters in the woods. And we watched a man be shot dead on camera. They broadcast this on TV.
It's crazy.
Like, I went to like Jeff's Facebook page and sent my condolences to his family. It's like, hey, I just saw that clip from 6 years ago when Jeff got shot in the woods. My condolences. He was a great man. Well,
I didn't realize this was new Jeff. I thought it was he was doing such a convincing job. Changed the recipe on us. Yeah, this is a Mountain Monsters watch along podcast. Let's recap very briefly. Very briefly.
It's so hard to recap. We do such a
No,
bad
it's not.
job.
It's so easy. It's so easy this time. They don't need to know jack shit this time. We are not getting caught up in the whole thing. All right, this is Mountain Monsters Season 6, Episode 1, Part 2. This is Part 2 of Episode 1, which was a double-length episode called The Dark Forest Revealed. So this is about the last 45 minutes of that. Previously on, you don't need to know any of that Dark Forest shit because they ignored all of it. The only thing they care about now is who put the skull, who put like a Hot Topic earring up Jeff's nose, and somehow they found Buck in a plus-sized man trap, and they were like, how'd he get in that man trap? We need to solve this. That's their only concern.
That's it.
Predator from the hit film Predator, get fucked. He's out of here. The woman in the woods, get fucked. You're out of here. Just one after
little
one,
girl?
right out the airlock.
The
right out
corpse
the
of the
fucking
Stone Age
airlock.
giant has long since decayed. Like, they
Gone.
waited way too long. Because that was the driving force last season. They needed to find the woman in the woods to trade for the information to get the Stone Age giant's location.
It's been years,
It's gone.
literal years.
It's a carpet.
And they were out looking for a camera that could lead them to a barn that could lead them to the answer of who put that thing up Jeff's nose. And then some hillbillies came out of the woods. They got in a big hillbilly fight. A gunshot rang out. Jeff went down. Wild Bill said, my God, Jeff is shot. Jeff is down. That's where we pick up. And I know last time it happened, because this did happen before, I know it turned out that Jeff just coincidentally got like a nosebleed and fell over as a gunshot happened for unrelated reason. But there's no way
That's not
they
what
do
happened.
it again.
We
That's not
heard
what
the
they did it
gunshot. There was
Yeah.
a gunshot. He went down. It would be absurd to say, no, that's not what happened.
Anyway, Jeff got shot. He is down.
This answers a lot of questions or raises more. I'm not sure how to look at it. But like, in a movie when two guys have guns on each other and you're like, how does that really stop anything? Like if you shot a guy and the bullet's coming over to explode their head, do they have time to shoot them so they die together? I guess that's the conceit of that trope. But here we see two sets of people with guns drawn, and then one side just shoots one of the other ones. And then everyone on that side is like, oh, darn it. So I guess that answers the question of what would happen. So there's a standoff, and then one side breaks.
If you shoot Jeff, like this would be a different story if you shot Huckleberry.
Yeah,
they would be mad about that. Anyway, we pick up on the action.
Again, I'm sorry to keep talking. There's another part here that sort of broke my brain, where in the middle of this, like Jeff's been shot, and they kind of linger on that, and then it cuts to Buck somewhere else saying, "Whoever this is, just fired a shot at us, and Jeff's down." And so this is a gunfight, which is something like less magical than a pterodactyl attack, but more serious than a passing headlight. So, okay, we get that, like, you don't leave in the middle of a gunfight to tell your cameraman, hey, my friend got murdered by unknown gunmen. Let's get back to the action. But I guess that's what happened here. And my point is this is maybe too relatable for this not to be a very jarring thing. Like, we're no longer in the realm of a reality show. We just watched a man get shot. So to see somebody in the future say, okay, let me catch you up on what happened earlier. It's not like a Desperate Housewives drama. His friend was murdered. I'm just trying to say, like, this is what's racing through my head as I'm watching this show. I'm just really worried about Jeff, I guess.
Where in the previous episode, they revealed that their best friend has a terminal illness and is in his final months, and they incorporated that into their Bigfoot storyline.
Yes.
Like, I feel bad. I'm not trying to make jokes about Trapper, the real person, passing away, but Trapper absolutely made it part of their Bigfoot storyline. That was his final wish.
Yeah.
Hey, spoiler, they're going to keep doing it after he's gone. Like, I think it was in his will. Like, tell everyone I died as part of a Bigfoot quest. He wanted that to be his legacy. If we weren't talking about that, I think he would be upset. Anyway, back to the show. We're now in the opening frames of this episode.
So, Jeff is down. It's so tense. We pick up the action. The action resumes after coming back from black, and Jeff says, "Oh, I slipped in a hole."
Biggest laugh of my life.
Yeah, I laughed in a way, like a weird way, too low, because I wasn't braced for it, and I kind of hurt myself a little bit, because that's what getting old is like. I was just like, "Ooh, no."
Oh my God.
And
it's only because these baby fucks don't know how their weapons work that 7 of 8 of these men aren't dead. It's like they watched him die, and it's just like, yeah, my shitty legs fell out from under me. Well, I'm so fucking...
I happened to slip in a hole at the exact same moment that guy shot a warning shot.
He says right afterwards, "That's your one warning shot," and then he must have said, "God, that scared the hell out of me that your friend fell over right as I did that.
Yeah.
What are the odds?"
I didn't kill your friend.
What are the odds that would happen? Also, twice now, we have seen there be like a moment that is devolving into a gunfight, and Jeff has fallen over. So that's the guy you've got your back. Every time he reaches into his little ham pocket in his overalls and pulls out a shotgun revolver, you got to remember that he's going to just he's going to slip in a hole or get in a nosebleed and fall over and just blow his fucking head off. Like, that's what he's going to do.
And I worry that some listeners are frustrated with us that we left off the last episode of BIGFEETS on a cliffhanger that made it seem like Jeff had died. But understand, we all assumed he was dead.
Yeah.
Like, it is, the mood around the hot dog office has been pretty dark since that last recording.
It's been hanging over our heads.
I can't believe we just watched a man die on camera. Like, Sean had his children in the room. They're like, did that man just die? That old man? Yeah, that's right. Sean has bought merch from this man. Somebody is still mailing out merch in his name wrapped in garbage.
Fucking, it's new Jeff, that son of a bitch. He's got no decorum. It's fascinating that they keep doing this, where, like, can you not can you not just say they shot Jeff and put like a little special effect on him? Is it because you want to say that this is reality TV and that's somehow a crime? Like, that you have to keep going for the boy who cried wolf Jeff fake out? Because just say they shot him and have him get up and be like, oh, I'd take the bullet out with my teeth. Like, you can lie. It's TV. You can lie. I love the idea. I love the idea that they are legally not allowed to say somebody shot Jeff, so he has to keep falling over in holes every time a gun goes off. Like, as though there's a jury that's going to have to review this footage and be like, could somebody conceivably believe this was real? And like, no jury in the world would convict them.
And if you're saying, well, how would they fake them extracting like a bullet from a wound? They did that.
Yeah.
It was like
dig in there and pull out another skull and be like, holy shit.
They had forceps and fake blood, and they dug around while he screamed, and they pulled out a little thing. Like, why is faking this any different from faking that?
They should have him get shot every episode and pull out a tiny skull, a little Jack Skellington face from him every single episode, and be like, I don't know how this keeps happening. Does your body turn bullets into Jack Skellington earrings? I don't know. That's crazy, Jeff. You got to eat better. I don't know what's happening there. That's right. So they come back. They're still in this big pointless shouting match with the other hillbillies, who are just as freaked out as they are that they have found hillbillies in the woods who are armed, and it's very funny. Wild Bill gets to play the loose cannon, refusing to put his weapon away, while Huckleberry gets to play his dream role, the sergeant berating the loose cannon. Like, you can tell they're so happy to be doing this. They really sell the hell out of that. And he finally gets a Wild Bill to stand down. He has to come talk to the rogue team. And so he comes up, he approaches, and he finds out it's actually the landowners.
That means someone sold the Dark Forest in the last year and a half.
Well, now, no, hold on. You don't need to overcomplicate it. We established in the last season that Rogue Team 4, the band of mercenaries on that land, had been hired by the farmer who owned that land. Because we speculated, well, yes, because the woman of the woods was getting in his beans. So we're talking to the guy who hired Rogue Team 4. So they're going to have a million questions for this guy. Like, this guy's got all the answers.
Yeah.
Jeff infiltrated this guy's band of mercenaries for 2 months to try to get information.
He got the information
sitting there.
Remember, he knew that there was a back door in that barn and nothing else. Just a reminder, that's what Jeff got out of 2 months of undercover ops.
Ended his tenure as a mole by running, screaming, shirtless through the woods, saying, "Go, go, go! Get the fastest truck we got!"
This is just the logical end of that scene. Like, yeah, we found you, fucker. Did you forget we were
We're going to shoot you on sight. Remember how we told you that over and over?
There's no way this is the same crew. They sold the Dark Forest to these guys because they would have remembered these men as the guys who built a log cabin on their property a year and a half ago, left a man cage and an expensive camera.
An octagon trap with metal cable snares that they never took down that will snare and trap something that if you don't have cable cutters with you, you are going to die there.
Yeah. Overflowing with just restless Indian ghosts. They had to deal with all those
Grim
ghosts.
Reaper is trapped here on my property because of you assholes. I know who you are.
So Huckleberry comes up to them in this tense moment in the woods, and he's like, all right, I know we're on your land. I'm really sorry about that. It's just that my friend here was trapped in a cage over here by a witch or something, and he had a camera full of clues, and the guy's like, instead of going like, oh, so we were right to shoot you, you're maniacs. The guy says, oh, you mean this camera?
Here,
I happen to have found that camera when I was dismantling your, I want to say, sex cage? Because that's what I assumed when I started taking apart the man-sized cage out here that you had left behind. So Huckleberry asks he says that the camera has been destroyed. Huckleberry asks for the memory card from the camera because that's just as good. And here's this very suspicious interchange where the guy says, well, nothing's free.
I
Lingering silence.
What I wished more than anything is that what he wanted in exchange for this card was the corpse of the Stonish giant. So we do like a sort of hillbilly gift of the Magi, where there's just like...
Oh, shoot. There's no way they remember that. They'd be like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you're right.
I have no idea.
But that's my dream, is that like this circular, this need that leads to a second need. That would be the...
See, I read it as like like an implied sexual thing. Like if you come out there on that guy's land and they've all got guns and you're asking him for a favor and he goes, well, nothing's free, and then lingers for a long time. That's the deliverance moment. That's
for
the
sure. No,
moment.
In the show,
Okay.
it's pretty clearly a sex thing, and I'm the one who
then-
Hold on. The lines before he says that is, well, for you guys coming out here, I ought to piss on that card and knock you on your asses.
So he's
And
a little
Huckleberry-
dyslexic.
And
He just got
Huckleberry
that
says-
backwards.
Huckleberry says, I can guarantee you one thing, you'll be the first one down.
So not sexual. I'm sorry, I take it back. It's not sexual. No, it's very sexually tense, and it's not. I know our sexual innuendo jar is overflowing. We've got to figure out what to do with that. But it's still going. Huckleberry is trying to do the tough guy scenario while also blatantly apologizing repeatedly for being on this man's land, because clearly he is in the wrong. And once again, the guy's like, well, if you want that card, maybe some of you guys got something I want. And like very clearly, hint, hint, like just suck his dick, Huckleberry. I don't know how this could be more clear. I do think Huckleberry gets it. He walks back to the guys and he tells the guy, all right, let me go talk to my guys. And he walks back to the rest of the guys who are waiting all tensely. And he says, Jeff, I'm sorry, man. That guy really wants you to suck his dick. No, he says, once again, playing it vague, he says, they have the card, but they want something. And Buck says, we're going back to the truck to offer those guys something to get that card.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Before that, Buck says, we ain't got nothing to give them. And then Huckleberry says, well, we might have.
Everybody knows how they're playing this moment.
Nothing has ever been more clear that they're about to suck these guys' dicks for an SD card. But this is a world where money exists. They could just Venmo them $50 if they say, "Hey, you need to give us something. Give us like $50 for the SD card." No, they're all dancing around what this payment's going to be, and there's no need to.
But the innuendo stops immediately because he's going back to his truck and he starts going into his whiskey stash, and that's the punchline. Like wacky comedy music plays, and Buck's like, oh, no, he's going to give up his whiskey. Huckleberry takes a jar, walks it over to the guy and says, this one's called Tinkerbell Tears. And then Buck turns to Wild Bill and says, he's going to be a bear the rest of this trip, right?
I love that because, like, one of the many demons they'll be battling on this adventure will be alcoholism. Is what Buck's saying. Put this up there with Predator from the hit film Predator. We're also going to be dealing with the monster of alcoholism.
Thank you for not referencing the fact that bear has a specific meaning.
Yeah, no. Also, I'm not going to get painted into this corner of the guy who's always talking about how they're about to fuck.
Also, that I'm sure, I don't know what it is, but I'm sure Tinkerbell Tears has also a very specific meaning.
Didn't even notice.
I'm not looking that one up. I don't need that in my internet search history.
Because I didn't even mention the fact that they've just confessed that Huckleberry has been drunk for every minute they've been filming this show for the last 8 years, and has been carrying a loaded M4 assault rifle around that whole time.
So Huckleberry offers him another bottle, and he says, this is Sasquatch piss. And Buck overhears, and he goes, Sasquatch, not the Sasquatch piss. And then Huckleberry turns around to look at him like, well, come on over here and suck this dick then, buddy. Like, what do you...
you didn't like plan A?
So the guy accepts the moonshine. He accepts. He leaves and he comes back with the SD card. He asks them why they want it so badly, and Huckleberry explains, well, we're hoping it will lead us to an old bridge in an area with an old barn. And there's
on
like
your
a
property.
long silence. Yeah, basically. There's a long silence where you're pretty sure the guy is going to say, oh, I know where a barn is out here. Like this, I live
Yeah.
here. You just offered to suck my dick for directions to the barn? Like, that's
That's what we were going to do.
I wanna
That's,
you can just ask.
that's the dick-sucking barn is what we call it.
That's what that's for. I was going to bring you there. But no, he apparently, the camera cuts away his answer. He says, good luck with your bridge, and he takes off. And then Huckleberry comes back to the guys, and he reveals the guy told him, if we head down that hill, he knows there's an old bridge down there. So they could have, in the show, they realize, we could have just asked somebody for directions.
Where's the barn? I don't want to brag, but the first place I would have looked for a bridge is like the closest place that would have a bridge. I'd say, I think the water's that way. Let's check. And surprise, that's where the bridge ends up being.
They are going to emphasize that it's right over there. Over and over again. They're going to emphasize how close to, again, by the road that they're on, that they just pulled up on. And by the way, I mentioned a couple episodes ago that when the show comes back, there's bits that sound like they were written. This exchange with the Sasquatch piss, if you watch it, there's a bunch of like back and forth that clearly where people had lines and it's like timed out because there's like this tension. And then it's like, well, he's giving him the Sasquatch piss, comedy soundtrack, whatever. And Wild Bill's not the Sasquatch piss. And somebody else like, not the Sasquatch piss. And then Huckleberry's like, you got anything else to trade? And Willie's like, he's got a point. And then Buck's like, doggone it, he looks like he's giving away a testicle. And it cuts from like face to face to face, like line to line to line. You know what I'm saying? Like this was a planned out.
Yep.
Like when these guys improvise comedy bits, it's usually just them making a bunch of incoherent noises at each other while Wild Bill like tries to do a character or something. This sounds like, I'm not saying they've got a writer's room. I'm not saying they've got Aaron Sorkin on staff. This is the first thing that sounded like a written out your line, like comedy bit. And having watched the next few episodes, it's not the last. They do more like it's written and you can tell. I don't necessarily mean that in a good way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's in a bad way.
Yeah, no, you lose.
They're not at their best when they try this.
All right, so they've just realized they could just ask for directions rather than follow Table Saw's video scavenger hunt. He's got to be so pissed. If he's watching this somewhere, he's got to be just like, God,
don't just tell him.
What's fun about?
Damn it.
What's fun about asking for fucking direct? Come on, you guys.
Come on.
Buck even
You
emphasizes
suck his
that
dick for the
by-
SD card, and the SD card has a video, and that's how you get directions in this puzzle.
You get experience from each of those actions.
That's from
That's
King's
how
Quest
you level
4.
up.
In King's Quest 4, you had the owl suck your dick to get the map.
You wake up in a go-go cage with a camera in your hand.
Suck dick? I'm sorry. I don't know what dick is.
I don't see a dick yet.
I'll
Suck
teach you.
cock. Oh, you put your cock in the owl.
Let the man
Gotta
do.
find the right syntax.
Let the man do hillbilly hypnotism on you.
Okay. Let's keep moving because the next thing is so fucking stupid. They see the letters beware on trees. Someone has spelled out beware
They
across
see the
trees.
letters ubare.
Right. That's not lined up when they first see it.
And
But
Buck
then they
looks
set
at him
it
and
up-
squints and says, what does that even mean?
This pissed me off so hard because I'm still picturing it from the Skullmaster's perspective. So I'm picturing him like in the woods watching Buck look at the word beware and say, what does that mean? And be like, see, I told you they'd be confused. I told you need to make the word shorter. Like my idea was no. And you said, no, you guys, it's not spooky enough. Let's put beware on the trees. They'll get what it means. But they don't. It's too
For
much
the listeners,
for Buck.
it's one letter on each tree trunk is the issue. So you have to be standing in a specific spot. But if
Classic.
you're
It's Buck with the video game shit again.
if you're 5 feet to the left, then it obscures a couple of them. But instead of stepping slightly to the right to see the whole word, like what?
Yeah, Buck is just like, I don't know what that means. And then the camera has to like shift to the side to show us the solution that it says beware, because
It's
this is
so-
like an instantly solvable by toddlers
It's so goddamn
puzzle.
stupid. And Huckleberry's like, ooh, this isn't good.
And Buck says
There's
one
something
of
to
my
beware of
favorite...
these woods? Like, yes, Huckleberry, you're the one who added the predator to the 6 other things you were fighting.
Buck says one of my favorite things. It cuts away to a testimonial, And Buck goes, beware? Oh, great. We already didn't even want to be in the dark forest.
Right. This is fucking...
Which, again, in the lore of the show, who is telling who to beware? Because the puzzle guy is desperate for them to go to his thing to see his presentation. It's been a year and a half since he told them exactly where it was, and they just now get there, and they almost act like they're going to turn back because, like, well, right. I don't know. He actually says, guys, we have to walk right through those trees to get to where we're going. The trees just say beware on them. Should we just leave?
It could be a second puzzle master warning them about the first puzzle master. You're right.
That's
You're
so
absolutely
fucking
right.
stupid. I can't believe you would even say that. That's the dumbest thing I've ever said. The show will never get that stupid. Okay, I know we've got 4 rogue teams.
Okay, Buck does a testimony where he says, we're walking through the dark forest. Each step here feels creepier and darker than the last. It's like he is a 12-year-old just explaining the dark forest to her English class.
Look how dark this step
adorable.
is. Now look how dark this step is.
Each step creepier.
So they start going downhill toward where they know the thing is, and somebody comments that it's the biggest hill they've ever seen.
Of course. Before that, Willie puts a button on that scene by saying, well, I just wish I knew what they wanted us to beware of.
Seriously, take your pick. It really doesn't matter.
The camera just keeps panning, and it says, like, one on each tree, beware of Ravenmocker, woman of the woods, black
We need
wolf,
to drop
predator from the
everything.
hit film Predator.
We need to stop everything and figure out what we're supposed to be aware of. That's the main priority of this team now. And this puzzle master's just pulling his hair out. And
they are going to start heading toward the thing, and then Huckleberry's going to improvise, Buck, there's something walking behind us. And now, at this point, I count 8 different things this could be, right? Because it could be the landowners, the ones who we thought shot Jeff, Rogue Team 4, Jigsaw, the Ravenmocker, the Woman of the Woods, the Little Girl of the Woods, the Black Wolf, and the Predator from the hit film Predator. Is that all of them? Those 8?
you introduced the idea of a second puzzle master. I think we should include that in the list of possibilities. The guy who wrote Beware might be
it's
behind
too stupid. I won't allow it. I won't allow it. It's a step too far. I also love that Huckleberry introduces, he pauses, again, he loves to do this. He loves to be like, we're being watched. And then they love to go, uh-huh, and completely ignore it. Completely fucking ignore it. If you're waiting for that to come back, it does not come back.
Again, you can just cut that from the episode in the editing room. You don't have to leave that. If you decided in the improv that you didn't want it, it's like, no, let's get to the next thing. We don't need to have an encounter here. The episode's already an hour and a half long, which, by the way, listeners, a 90-minute episode of Mountain Monsters, that's a long thing to watch. It's like watching the movie RRR 5 times in a row.
That's the best way to watch it.
Feels like a lot. But anyway, yeah, if you decide, well, we don't really want this to pay off, just cut that first part. Cut the setup. You don't have to leave that in.
The amount of times Huckleberry said something is watching us and then nothing happened, you could have cut that from every episode of every show. He loves to do that. He loves to do it.
I hate to just argue, but like they can't. Like they said, let's make a 90-minute show. They had 60 minutes of footage tops.
Yeah. You're right. They got to film until that camera says 90, and that counts all the setup of them going. Yeah. Is that on? Is that how do you tell if it's recording? So they find a creek and they split up to search the creek in each direction for the bridge. And
that's
Buck
right. They do a bridge finding pincer movement.
Bridge finding pincer. They're gonna pincer that bridge. It won't know what hit it. So Buck and his team, they see that the water has been disturbed. They're like, something's been through here recently. Well, Willie's team finds an old bridge. And Wild Bill says, well, that looks like a bridge, don't it? And Willie says, well, that has to be a bridge. I think they might have found the bridge, you guys. It is the
they
bridge.
Always overdo
it.
It's like, yeah, they want a little mystery, but like a bridge is a bridge. Like, what else could it be?
Speaking of overdoing it, Buck is now starting to do the I remember thing, but he says that about every little step. He sees that old shed. And he goes, I remember this shed. And then he turns around and looks at the bridge and goes, I remember the bridge. I remember that it's dangerous to walk across the bridge. Like, each time, it's...
Once again, it is stupider than what you described. You have a habit of trying to make the show sound better than it is. I feel like it's a good-hearted impulse. But what happens is they call Buck's side of the pincer to come to the bridge, because in any normal show, you could have just had them find the bridge. The whole split up and we'll go this way. They call Buck's team, because again, them splitting up comes to nothing. Just used up some more film, used up some more minutes. Buck comes over, looks at the bridge, and then while he's looking at it, a shed sneaks up on him. I swear to God, they do this thing where he's like, and there's like a music sting, and there's a giant building 5 feet behind him, and then it's like, I remember that shed. He did not notice the shed. It's like over his shoulder, because like bridge, I'm focusing on the bridge that, yes, that's it. It's coming back to me. Like, this building, and it's huge. It's like right there. His shadow is being cast onto it.
I have something that I want to complain about here. They see a camera here on the shed, and somebody says, they're going to know we're here. And Huckleberry just said they're being followed. They just got followed in an SUV. They have been followed for most of their lives at this point. They just told the owner of the land that they were coming here to this location. Also, this is a TV show. None of this is a secret, is what I'm trying to say. And
also, they are acting on the orders of someone else who told them to go there.
Yes.
Also, we've established it's just this guy's property. We met him. His name's like Steve or something. He's allowed to have a camera there.
Hey, those lights,
we know him as well as we can.
Those lights that are on, that guy's paying that bill.
Yes.
He's allowed to film you.
The power company knows where the dark forest is. It's running telephone lines there.
That building, it has an address. You can get stuff delivered there.
So they find the barn, and there's a light on in there as well. Again, this is all just somebody's property. We've established that. Willie and Wild Bill split off to do like their own stealth mission thing, like a Splinter Cell. I don't know what the hillbilly knockoff of Splinter Cell is. It sounds like it would still be Splinter Cell. Buck is still hilariously doing I remember this. I remember this barn. I remember these trees.
Robert, he finds his footprints from 18 months ago. He finds them. He's like, look, that's where I came through here. He finds his footprints in the leaves from a year and a half ago.
I do believe that
He's
from
that
Buck.
good.
Come
on. Hey, come on.
I believe he's a master tracker, is all I'm saying.
It says so.
What are you implying?
It says he's an expert caller.
Oh, shit.
We know all the calling he does. Think of all the times he's called things in this show.
He runs into another camera here, and I wrote a quote down. This is not my quote of the show. He says, "Oh crap! If they didn't know we was here before, they definitely do now." Like that can't be your quote of the episode, because they say it 14 times. Yes, it's
over. If they didn't know we were here before, they said it back during the car chase. Like, well, if they didn't know we were heading for the dark forest, they know now. It's like, yeah, everybody knows.
It's just a stealth mission where they're walking straight up the front path while exclamation point after exclamation point just goes off one after another, and they're like, damn it, oh damn it, oh god damn it, get another exclamation point, oh Jesus Christ.
But they're still doing a stealth mission. They're all still sneaking, and then they see a light, and they're like, oh, someone's coming. And it's a light from a flashlight of someone screaming Buck. And that's just Wild Bill doing his version of the stealth mission, which is screaming the names of his team members with it.
So they come around outside the barn. Buck points up and he says, "I remember there's a big cage up there, and whatever was in it made the craziest noise you've ever heard."
I ignored this. It's never going to pay off.
No, it's never going to pay off.
They
but it'd
won't
be great
remember
if
that
it was
they did
like.
that.
If it was like the harmonica that the baby Bigfoot made in that one episode, like the harmonica
Right.
solo or something, just cut to baby Bigfoot screaming help harmonica solo.
I thought he was implying it was some sort of like a Dark City machine, like just some sort of a dream eater, and that's what they were putting into Jeff. It's like just
whatever
some dark
it is,
machinery.
Whatever was up there, once they go inside, boy, it's going to be interesting when they go upstairs to see to go see that cage and whatever's in there.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see just the remnants of it. Should be amazing.
Seriously.
So now they're going to breach the barn, and they make it sound and look like it's going to be tactical. So it's the whole setup of like they all like line up around the door of the barn. They all pull out their guns. Jeff pulls out his ridiculous hand pocket shotgun pistol thing. They're like, okay, we're gonna breach tactically. And then I swear to God, this is such good comedy. They open the door like it might as well be in fast motion with wacky music the whole time. They breach the door and everybody frantically runs in and panics in a different direction. And there are jump cuts of this. There are jump cuts of them all pointing their guns at each other's heads, running around to look at the corner. Huckleberry looks at the ground. Somebody looks in the other corner. Huckleberry looks at the ceiling and says, "There's a hole in the ceiling." Cut away. We're done looking at the hole in the ceiling. Quick shot of Buck hoisting Willie to look up in the rafters. Like, all done, quick cuts, guns out, full panic. It's incredibly
And they're
funny.
all shouting, "Clear, clear, clear," like
Over and
like they're
over
a
and over
SWAT
and over
team,
again.
as if they know what that means.
But there's like 6 clears. I'm like, no,
Yep.
it's not.
And it is a
like,
rectangle. It's a tiny little barn with some debris in it.
just opening the cookie jar, pointing a gun in there, and going clear. It's absolutely a goofy fucking cartoon joke, and it's extremely funny. And they realize it's empty. Again, another very funny way to end that scene is for you to pull away from them and show a wide open, plainly empty barn that they were just doing all of this in. And Buck says, "This smell. I remember the smell of sulfur." He pokes at the rafters with his shotgun as though there's something up there. But as Jason says, we never discover what they're never
Also,
even...
I suspect that lots of times when you're in a room with Buck, he'll say, "Oh, that smell, that's sulfur."
Yeah, that's Big Feet smell like that.
Yeah, that's why it always smells like that around.
That's why I became a Bigfoot hunter, is I was always smelling that smell. I just knew they were near me. So Buck says, he looks around and he says, "This is where I watched the film of Jeff." And they were just ramming him and ramming him and just ramming him, just ramming that thing up his nose like a black powder rifle. They find an object. He looks over there and gasps, and he's like, I remember this being here, this object, but I don't remember the sheet over it.
What's the next step of this mystery, Buck? Guys, hold on, I'm getting an idea. Hold on.
Also, they said that they had tied Jeff upside down,
Like a hog.
his ankles, tied like a hog around that rafter. And so they find blood splattered up on that rafter. And like, that's Jeff's blood.
It's Jeff's blood. Well, I think Jeff says, "Is that my blood?" And then Buck says, "Yeah."
From the ramming and the ramming and the ramming and the ramming.
Created a spurt of blood that went up literally 10 feet and splattered across the ceiling.
I bought it.
Really should have gone to the hospital in retrospect.
So Buck finds a mysterious sheet that he does not... I don't remember this sheet being here.
Guys, the sheet was not here. I think the sheet could be the key to everything.
He pulls off the sheet to reveal the projector. That's right, the projector that he did remember. That the story implied. He says, "They showed me a film in here on a projector." Obviously, this is not a reveal. We knew the projector was here, but there is a little note on it that says, "Watch me, because Table Saw the Puzzle Master has no fucking faith in them."
Yeah.
And they actually say, "They must have known we was coming."
Do you fucking think?
Huckleberry's like, "They knew we were coming all day, ever since we drove here." It's like, no. A year and a half ago, this was here. All of this was here a year and a half ago. Everything, the spread, the charcuterie board they put out with you, that's all been thrown in the trash. That's all gone bad.
I wish we saw like the heartbreaking scene where the puzzle master had to throw that sheet over the projector.
Yep.
Like, they're not coming.
Not coming.
It's going to get dusty by the time they figure out. It could be weeks before they figure this out.
They'll figure it out in a couple days, and then like just year and a half
Months go by. Just time lapses. Christmas comes and snow, and then it melts.
Fucking wife texting the puzzle master, when are you coming home?
Children graduate college.
Charlie Brown walking in his skull mask, whole skull hanging low, and like his head is heavy. So Buck turns on the projector, and we finally arrived here. This is the moment that inspired this podcast. See, we covered a couple of these episodes for the Dog Zone 9000 podcast. We're going to leave it at that. I went poking around to see, like, I'm going to check later seasons, see if that somehow maintains this momentum of being this ridiculous. And I just at random hit this moment, like middle of an episode, this moment where he shows this film. And I was like, God, I cannot wait to understand how we get to this moment. Like,
Yep.
the natural progression of this show, how we get to, like, you're watching a tape from Hillbilly Jigsaw, and, like, how do you get there from the Bigfoot show? And the answer, of course, all this time was nothing, was you just decide that you got there. You just show up and then do it. But this is what started it. I knew immediately upon seeing this film, this could sustain several years of mockery. And I was right. I was, of course, right. And here's the crazy part. All this time, I've been assuming that what I saw on that clip was Table Saw the Puzzle Master. And it is. I'm not joking here. It's another Table Saw. It's a different Hillbilly Puzzle Master.
So we
Unreal.
need to describe for the people who don't watch the show what this video is.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting to there. I just want them to know.
They already
there
know.
are-
They know exactly
there
what
are
this is.
two.
There's no one in the world that doesn't know exactly what this is. When we're
Yeah,
done
it's
describing it, you'll say,
Hillbilly
yeah, no
Ring.
shit. No shit, that's exactly what I knew it was.
Okay, so the first Hillbilly Puzzle Master was a guy in a skull mask, and he says he didn't steal the Stone Giant. So this has to be a different guy. And the new guy is going all out. The film opens with him standing backlit in the barn door entrance, and then he teleports, jump cut teleports to a chair and a ring of candles, and he's got like V for Vendetta coat on, but you can't see his face. And he's got a little camping hatchet that I find adorable. Like, it's not a tomahawk, it's brand new. He bought it just for this. He's like, those guys are gonna think I'm so
camping
cool. They're gonna think I'm so cool. And he's got, of course, the full voice modulation, and he's saying, like, welcome. You knew you'd be looking for answers here someday. And honestly, he thought that was going to be several years ago. Like, really, really disappointed in it. And he shows them, like Sean said, they're mysterious images, Ringu style. Like, he shows them a burning shed, the red shed from before that they recognize, and some, like, flowers and skulls and stuff. Other props from their show, and he explains.
Well, we get the shot of an upside-down shirtless Jeff with blood running everywhere.
Of course.
They actually shot that and staged that for this, too.
Yeah, like they wouldn't take every chance to, like, Jeff, buddy, it's going to be the centerpiece of the finale, this shot. We got to string you up like a hog and ram and jam you. We got to really do all that. I promise it's the money. It's not going to be a quick cutaway. A stock footage film. You're not going to share that screen time with a patch of flowers. I'm not going to.
This is the Travel Channel. This isn't Destination America anymore. We're in we're not the major leagues. We're in double A ball.
We're in the leagues, baby. We're in a league. Table Saw explains to them they've been watching the whole time as the Ames team has battled countless legendary creatures and failed every time. That's what he says. He says, we watched you fail so we could thrive.
That's right. Sean's joke from a few episodes ago that Table Saw's whole deal was that he had a frustration fetish and that he was jerking off to the photos of them not catching monsters.
Yeah.
When this guy said, we watched you fail so we could thrive, I thought, yes.
Yeah.
He's a
Vindication.
frustration pervert.
How could he be anything else? Although this is a different guy. There are two frustration perverts. Like, they're both. Like, you've got to imagine if you're a frustrated
Hold on.
hillbilly puzzle master.
I want to take like 15 minutes and picture two frustration perverts in a room together and like just sort of explore what it would take to get them off. Like,
There's
Because at a certain
only
point, the
one-
frustration would get one of them off, and the other one would find that really frustrating.
Yeah. It's a classic
And I think it would
philosopher's
set
dilemma.
up this chain reaction.
Yeah, it's a Zen
But also-
koan. I know what those are.
Once you've run across watching the Ames team try to catch monsters, nothing else will
No.
get you off.
They're both-
There's nothing else out there.
He had to bring in his friend. He's like, dude, look, I know we don't share these moments with each other, but I know you're into this thing. Like, I've just pieced that together. You gotta fucking check these guys out. It's the hottest shit I've ever seen. They never catch anything.
This is the hardcore right here. We told them where to go, and they took a year and a half for them to show up for no reason.
I gave them coordinates, and they threw it on the ground. They just...
Hey, they're being paid to find it. They have a TV show. They still didn't do it.
Didn't even try.
It's their job.
He says, we blossomed in your confusion, and good God, there must have been so much blossoming. We blossomed like fucking crazy. I blossomed on him. He blossomed on me. We blossomed on each other while watching you.
They actually, when he says that, they cut to a shot of it. I think it's like water dripping down in a cave, but it absolutely just looks like a guy pissing on a rock. It very much looks like, yes, as we watched everything you did.
Jeff. And we watched it all until one day it stopped. And that's because they quit for almost 2 years.
That is the conclusion that Buck is going to come to, that when he talks about how it all came to a stop, that it's the fact that they just got so upset by their failure that they stopped hunting for a year and a half.
No, it was when
Yeah.
they quit. So they were like, you guys just quit? You guys quit for a year and a half? We were doing a puzzle. And so they're done. They're done. They're like, no, you quit for a year and a half. We're handing the torch back to you. You guys be the puzzle masters now, you fucking assholes, and see how you like it. He says something like, we are the light to kill your oblivion, which is a really obtuse way to call somebody a dipshit. He's writing poetry about what assholes these guys are.
This is a real first draft type of speech. Like, I think they could have cut a third of this out, no problem. The first half is mostly about how awesome the Ames team are. You've locked horns with many legends, you great men. It's like, I don't think this is how they would talk.
Well, but the last half of that sentence is, also, we watched you fail every time.
Sure. Yeah. They got there.
Sean, the phrasing that you're disappointed in, word for word, is what we offer you is a chance for you to pick up where we left off. We are passing you back the torch that you unknowingly lit, that we then took from you, the light to kill your oblivion. Probably sounded good when they were writing it.
No one read that back to themselves when they were writing that. That is,
you get too mad and you start writing poetry about how somebody's an asshole, and it doesn't come out, how you meant it. But
I think it
you get
betrays
the
how
gist.
proud they were of the light to claim your oblivion. They're like, oh my God, that's so fucking good. I'm never going to read the first 80% of this.
We will hand back to you the torch that you lit, that you
For which
handed to
whom
us
the lighting
to light
of was yours.
the darkness of your souls, of your oblivion that you took from us in our light of our torches.
You just know Buck is like, Buck being the video game guy is just over there like holding skip cutscene on the projector.
Yeah.
Just like,
Well, he hates
no.
But this next part is just straight up mission guy giving you, like, this is far more
Yes.
straightforward than anything in like Expedition 33, the game I'm playing now. Like, this is just straight up, okay, here's the list of monsters you're going to be hunting in this story arc.
Again, I think the second table saw did consult with the first one to be like, all right, what do I have to do to make sure they get it? And the first one's like, just give them a list of
Give it to
monsters.
them.
to
Like a
hunt.
video game? No, like the bounty board in a video game. Do not fucking try to frame this like
Yeah,
a quest.
It'll just go up on a list of stuff to do, like in
Yep.
Borderlands. There's no lore. It's just here, boom.
Yeah.
Here's five things you have to kill. There you go.
Kill 300 midgets. Jesus,
So they
is that
go
really
through.
their
He
name?
gives them. He gives them the list, and the list is the Waya woman, the silver giant, the Cherokee Death Cat, which you'll remember was the ghost of every Indian who died on the Trail of Tears, I believe.
Yes. Yep.
The Coyote King,
That's
the
a new
Cherokee Devil, and the Raven Mocker. Because again, you guys did not look for him. You were out there on the trail on the way in, and Willie was like, hey, maybe the Raven Mocker is around here, and you were like, fuck off, Willie. No. I need you to go back to where Willie said that and look for the Raven Mocker.
You know, the Bigfoot that technically you were hunting for 10 episodes, a 2-parter, and then an 8-episode season-long arc around the same Bigfoot that you still never even caught, that you built a cage for and then forgot about. Remember, it had bird wings on it, raven wings. Remember, it closed like a clamshell thing. Probably
Willie
still
worked
out
so
there.
hard. Willie worked so hard on that.
It was the artsiest. That was the last like really artsy trap he made, because after that I was like,
well, the fuck would I? Why would I?
yeah.
You guys don't give a shit anymore.
I'll make you a rabbit trap. Shake like an octagon.
And then he says at the end, also, don't forget we gave you that camera. You have to look at what's on the camera, because they clearly did forget. They have the SD card on them. They never looked at it.
At which point they cut to Buck, and Buck says, they gave me a camera.
Like he had forgotten. It's news.
That's serious.
The whole
It's
fucking
news to
episode
him.
is about that, Buck. There's something I wanted to point out. There was he does not say catch these monsters or investigate these monsters. The word the puzzle saw guy uses is chase, not catch or kill, chase, because they know, they're like, the best we can get out of these guys is for them to stumble upon their nest. That'll
and
count.
then ends by saying that all of these creatures, if they catch them all, that will unlock the boss, which is
the spear finger.
The spear finger.
Which don't go look at the new YouTube show Sons of Appalachia unless you want to be spoiled by the fact that they're naming their episodes things like, is this a clue to the spear finger? So I think it's possible that they never do catch the spear finger in the remaining 30 episodes of this show that exist. We'll see.
I think it's possible they don't remember that he's there in the rest of this series.
That's possible too. Oh gosh, I just realized they gave Buck a camera.
Oh, they did give me a camera. Oh, shit. Oh,
Jesus.
shit. Okay.
Oh,
That's what the camera was for. Okay.
you know what we gotta do is look what's on that camera. Now imagine those two things I said had 5 episodes between them, and you can see how maybe that's why they don't catch the spear finger.
Anyway, after this video ends, the team will then recap every single moment of it, and the show will replay it moment by moment, where Buck will say things like, that mask, that's the guy who was here before. Cut to the guy in the mask.
Yeah, probably.
It sounds like they've been looking over our shoulder this entire time. Cut to the guy explaining that he's been looking over their shoulder. And I wish that every time they just cut to the Ames team saying, Buck, we watched the video with you. We just saw it. Like we were all here. Yeah, we know. We watched it 1 minute ago.
If he doesn't say it out loud immediately after it happens, it's not going in that brain. We've seen him in the cage. He knows that's going to soft reset. He's going to memento at any point.
No. Okay, unless you watch the show, you're not going to believe me. But after Buck says, this guy, they're watching us. I think they know we're here. I think they've been watching us. He says, I swear to God, he says, whoever made this film is presenting something to our team. I swear to God.
That was my quote of the episode. after they watched the video that the puzzle masters waited 18 months for them to find, after they explained to them every single detail, recap what happened in this 3-minute long video, whatever, he says, guys, I think whoever made this video was trying to present something to us.
At
which point, if that puzzle master's still out there, he has had a stroke and died.
Yeah.
Well, if he didn't, then
he has come until he died.
Buck later also says, now on that video, there are some places we've been to, but there are other places we haven't been to. Are we supposed to go to those places? Are those clues? Like, Table Saw 2, he's just on the job, but he's got to be like, I should not have taken this fucking job. Holy shit.
You fucking blew it, dude.
Oh, there's a reason that first guy quit. I did not take this seriously. So they have to hunt Spearfinger, and they're all reflecting on what just happened this video when they see a light and they look out the window and they see Table Saw 1 in his skeleton mask at the window, presumably just looking in there like, excuse me, what the fuck is this? Are you accepting another scavenger hunt on my scavenger hunt?
And at the sight of the
Get
man
the woman of the woods, you fucking dickhead.
At the sight of the man in the skeleton mask at the window, Buck looks and says, "That's the man with the skeleton mask."
I can top that. He says he knew we was here the whole time. Yes!
Oh, God. It's so funny to introduce a Puzzle Master character for these people. It's the funniest guy you could have gotten.
Because on the list of the video game monster board for them to hunt, what's not on there is the woman of the woods, or the little girl of the woods, or the black wolf, or the predator from the hit film Predator. So I guess we're acknowledging that they were just incidental because, again, hey, guess what? If they're going to hunt the Ravenmocker, they've got to freaking come back here. It's here. Like, they have to come back to the Dark Forest with all of those other creatures and multiple rogue teams that I don't know if they're still there. I guess those mercenaries, their contract probably ran out. They probably left. It's been a long time. They have other work.
Now, we've made, especially lately, like Buck, this is Buck's tenure, and he's clearly pulling very liberally from like a video game mindset, if not actual video games. And we've made that observation multiple times, especially here. He's getting a video game style bullet pointed list of go chase these bounties, go get these bounties, and then you can unlock the boss. So they run out to chase Table Saw the Puzzle Master, and he has like headlights trained on him. And he gets out and he puts something on the ground. And he drives away, and they approach, and they find out what he left. And there's a little silver tray with what they call a scrapbook on it. And they open it up, and they find...
No, hold on. They check it for mines first. They get down on their hands and knees and check it for fucking mines.
To see if he put... It would be fucking hilarious if he put a landmine down there and then just explodes, and then that's cut to black.
Credits roll, end of show.
Puzzle Master was like, they're not going to get it. They're not. I'm just going to start over. So they solved the puzzle of a landmine, everybody. So they pick up this book and open it up, and it is a full video game style Prima guide to the monsters. It's got Spearfinger in there. It's got the Coyote King, and it's got a list of their
multicolored
stats.
Crayola marker. Like, it's so much more adorable than you're picturing.
It's so cute, and
it's a real prop that somebody spent time making. It
took
some time to make
this.
Yeah, it's a straight up video game artifact. This is the exact thing you would find in an Oblivion house where there's several skeletons there, and they've got, obviously it wouldn't look like this, but
It's more like the menu system of like of a really polished indie game.
It's a bestiary for sure. Like he just gave them a bestiary because he's like, he looked in that window and he saw Table Saw 2 giving them like the JFK film. Like, they're going to analyze this film for all of the dense clues I've hidden within it. And he's like, I'm just going to give them the strategy guide.
Yep.
This is not off to a good start.
And Buck has a moment here where he gets it again, because they put it on a dinner tray, and Buck like says, "This was a gift on a silver platter."
They're giving it to us on a silver platter. Table Saw is back there going, yeah, that's what I have to do. Apparently, that's what I have to do with you guys.
They really overdo the acting, too, because their mind is just blown. They go through the same 3 pages over and over, and they're just like, oh, it eats nuts. Oh, wow, it lives near this river. Oh.
They hand it to Jeff, the researcher, and they're like, okay, Jeff, let's see what's on this card. And Jeff's like, oh, I don't have a card reader. I don't have a card reader on me. Why would I have... It's like they've given him one job and he can't do it.
None of the cameras you're currently filming with can read off an SD card? What do they use?
And they go to the production team and they're like, it's an incredible fourth wall breaking moment where they're like, okay, well, we have a full production crew here. Somebody's got a laptop that will play an SD card. What? Because it was a plot point in the last season that you had to run clear across the forest to clear an SD card that had your faces on it, or you were gonna die for some reason.
Yeah.
You could have just asked the production team?
A pickup truck where there's just a random one of their many producers now, a guy named Ken. He's like, yeah, you can use one of the production laptops I've got it here.
What?
It's like, is Ken one of the guys that could have stayed with Jeff in that empty car when he was bleeding out and they needed, the rest of the team needed to go find Buck? Could maybe if Ken have stayed with Jeff?
Ken would have beat him to the laptop. We've established that as canon.
You would have just sat down and played In the Arms of the Angels for him.
I would love it if they had just, instead of just that one guy, if they just went to 36 different people. It's like the caterers, is all the production assistants. There's a bunch of like young women there that are like the script supervisors, the ones who guarantee continuity in every scene. And they're like, now, do you have anything? It's Chrissy. Do you have a card reader? Any of you? Can you ask Joan, Charlie, Freddie, Steve, Al? Any of you guys got? Go over, ask crew C if they've got anything over.
Let them know we will suck their dick if that's if it requires payment.
You've got the 6 different trailers just full of just people with computers and their editing suites that makes this show happen. Anyway.
God, now that they've given Jeff, they give him the laptop. The production crew gives him a laptop. They've given him all the tools to do this, and he still fucks it up. He pokes it around in there, and he goes, it's not even reading, you guys. You know he's trying to plug that in the USB slot.
Yeah.
You know he is. You know he's in there, like, ramming it in the power cord slot, going, nah, they hacked it. They hacked it somehow. This is hacked.
I couldn't believe this.
To be clear, they do not make it a plot point that like a password comes up. It's like, oh, we're going to have to solve password, or it's encrypted. We've got to find a cryptographer, or a 90s hacker era skull comes up like, ha ha ha, you'll never break into my. It's like, nah, it's not reading.
It just doesn't read.
Great ending.
Okay, is it dirty? Is it what? Is it?
Buck says, oh, I really thought we should have seen what's on that card. But anyway, we got a lot to go over.
Time to go home. And again,
this feels like a cheat code. Like, now that they know they can just do stuff like that they can take all the information of a show and put it on an SD card and then have the SD card not get read. I feel like now they have this secret move they can pull at any point during the storytelling to just be like, fuck it. Fuck all of that. We don't.
Also, there's the sound of somewhere a puzzle master that has now ejaculated 6 times.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's like, if you don't believe what I've said in this film, go watch the SD card. And like they go and they ask their production teams, like, yeah, it's not reading. All right, let's go home. Like,
I wasn't even ready to come that time. Oh no,
so frustrating, so frustrating.
I really didn't think I was gonna come that fast. Oh shit. Table saw 1 was right. I'm not ready for this. I gotta hydrate more. So they wander off. They agree to meet up the next night to discuss these revelations, and they do, and they discuss word for word what they've just said here all over again. They're still repeating like things that happened on the video. I think there were places on that video. I think there were objects. Like it's some of the dumbest shit. Like they really don't think the audience gets this. Like this has been a too intelligent turn somehow.
I think they had 15 minutes to fill, and they're like, we'll just recap the recap. Because remember, this was a recap the first time they got this information about creatures. That was a guy in a video recapping the events that led them there. And also, now we're recapping the recap.
Buck has leapt to this conclusion that, well, from that video, it seems to be implying that we were close to uncovering something, but we didn't even know. And it's like, man, I don't remember that. I remember that at all.
I remember saying that. Just a voice in the woods, plus the table saw out there. I don't remember saying that.
Huckleberry in response says, yeah, we was too close to the tree to see the forest.
That's how the saying goes.
That's
exactly how it goes.
They have the gall to debate whether they're even going to use Table Saw 1's strategy guide. They're like, well, this could be a trap. God damn it, you guys. God damn it. And then they decide very reluctantly, actually, yes, maybe we will embark on the quest that was given to us instead of the other option, and I'm dead serious here, which they bring up and explain in this way. We could just ignore it and go back to doing hunts.
Just not do it.
We could just ignore it and go back to doing hunts and be like, no, I don't want to do it. God damn it.
Incredible.
Because Buck says he doesn't like taking orders, is his whole deal.
We could just, it would be such a good show if they're like, yeah, let's ignore it. Let's go back to just hunting Bigfoot. Oh, God.
I'm not being a dick when I say, did anything happen in this episode? Of this 90-minute episode? They just basically went to a barn to get a video that they should have already had because they gave it to him at the end of the last season. It was on the camera. They watched the video to tell them, hey, give up on all this and go hunt some Bigfoots. Like, is that anything? Did literally anything happen?
It's the coordinates again. It's the coordinates all over again. It's literally like they've found this and they've been like, my God, how are we going to solve this puzzle? And then several episodes later, they cut to a guy in a skull mask going, it wasn't a puzzle. You just go to there.
Go. Yeah.
That was the directions to the puzzle. That's where you start the puzzle.
Also, I think if you watch, they've done a few of these double episodes now, and I think pretty consistently you'll find that basically what happened was they were given a camera that for some reason accidentally recorded for twice as long. And so they're like, well, this says it's got 90 minutes left on the thing. It's like, are we going to, like, well, just, I don't know, just walk around. Can we film us driving over here? That's like a 5-hour long drive. Can we just shoot the drive? And
I found some poop. We can talk about that.
Yeah, it turned out to be unrelated. And we thought I heard something, turned out to be unrelated, and said that this bridge looked really scary and it would be dangerous to cross it. And that turned out to not have anything to do with anything.
It turned out we could just walk around it.
It turned out there's no water in the creek. Literally didn't have to wade across it. It was basically a dry creek. It didn't need a bridge at all.
Yeah.
And
we didn't even know it was a bridge for a while.
But at the end of all of this, they have like this inspirational thing. They start to play the Mountain Monsters theme song. And Buck's like, are you ready to make history? Are you ready to get to the bottom of the mystery of the spear finger? Which I don't even know if we've established that there's a mystery about the spear finger. And then at the end of it, they have to have that comedy beat to end on that would be like the freeze frame in an old 80s show where Wild Bill's like, anybody want some hot dogs? And everybody's like, ooh, no.
What?
And I don't know what they were referencing. That was like a payoff to...
Is that us? Are they talking about us?
It's the never-ending story moment, right? I thought that too. I thought that too. Well, I'm reading about you. You're reading about me. Otherwise, what the fuck could that... There were no hot dogs anywhere. Nobody mentioned hot dogs.
And who doesn't like hot dogs? These guys would have eaten the hot dog out of the deer poop.
They were going to eat
if
the
they
poop.
said, hey, this deer was eating hot dogs, they'd be saying, well, let's eat that poop then. And no one would have said, hey, wait a minute,
ready for some hot
that's out of
dogs?
character
Ew.
for these fellas. No, there's no reason for them not to want to eat a hot dog unless they're specifically insulting us.
Are they puzzle mastering us?
That would make a lot of sense.
Is that what that is?
Watching you is our fetish.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's all
But then we get a sizzle reel of this season on Mountain Monsters, like they do with, prestige TV shows these days. And they do, like, there's some drone shots. There's a point, there's like 3 arms, bloody arms reaching through like a hole in a wall. It's like 3 human arms, and it's like a Resident Evil cutscene type thing. And then at one point, Jeff pukes up a bunch of blood. I just can't wait for that to be a thing where every episode Jeff pukes up blood. That's his new nosebleed.
Yeah.
Just bleh.
Full of skulls, just all like he's been eating them like cereal. Jeff, you gotta stop eating these, man. I swear to God. So that's it. That's it for this double episode. That's the first episode of a season that was not the Dark Forest arc that they couldn't finish. And then the rest of this is going to be about something else. It's kind of incredible. And it's time to pick our favorite quotes. How about Sean?
All right. I'm sorry for taking yours during the main show, Jason.
It's all right.
We talked about mine when they traded the Sasquatch pitch to the other hillbillies. And they're doing sort of the comedy bit. I transcribed some of that. It's pretty good. Buck says, he's giving him the Sasquatch piss. And then Wild Bill says, not the Sasquatch piss, far beyond his acting capabilities. Like, Buck says, Huck, not the Sasquatch piss. And then Jeff says, much sadder than everybody else. He's not doing a bit. He's genuinely sad. Jeff says, you had to give him the Sasquatch piss? That's what I wrote down.
All right. I'll go next. Because mine is also during that like sexually fraught hillbilly sexual barter session where they keep being coy about wanting something. And it's after they trade them Huck's moonshine, and Wild Bill says, ooh, they're going to be stretched out in the morning. That's it. How about you, Jason?
So Table Saw 2's his little spiel he gives during his presentation, we've established earlier that all of the lines individually sound okay, but when you string them together, the thought keeps getting lost. So partway through, he says this, and this is 100% word for word. You can check the closed captioning on the show if you don't believe me. And what lovely progress we made. Until it stops now, so have we.
You get the villain you deserve.
Just bought a new hatchet, guys. The light of oblivion will stop such as us, which have also stopped. Bye. Oh, check the camera. How do I stop this?
It's incredible. I can't believe we got to the moment where with the Jigsaw thing.
Yep.
And the answer was fucking nothing. The answer
amazing.
Was they were told to go there and they found it. I really this whole time I've been thinking like we're gonna get a natural progression to explain that. What the fuck was I thinking?
Because you have to be a Bigfoot teacher. You have to open up your mouth. You have to be a Bigfoot teacher. All your friends are so knocked out. You had to have the last word last night. You know what everything's about. You had to have the white hot spotlight. You had to be a Bigfoot last night. Whoa, whoa.